Hello everyone! Yes, back again with another Funko unboxing. As you can tell, I'm not making as much as these as I used to. Maybe over the past couple of months I've been losing interest in Pops, or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe there aren't many Pops that I'm interested in, but I've been really trying to stockpile till I had enough to do an unboxing video, and kind of like what I did with the first half of 2021, these will be pretty much the second half of 2021. I've got 10 pops right here, half common, half exclusives, and then one big album. But I will save that one for last. So I will start from oldest to newest and work our way down. So let's get to it. So the first three I have are from the San Diego Comic-Con, which I know is way late for that, but again, do you want to see a video with me opening up 4 pops or 10? So we've got Kronk from Emperor's New Groove, specifically Kronk from the end of the movie. I forgot what it was called, like the Squirrel Scouts or whatever. I haven't seen this movie in a long time, so please forgive me, but yeah, and despite that, I love this movie. If you saw my Comic-Con unboxing from 2020, you'll hear me praise about this movie even more, but this was a childhood favorite of mine, and I still feel nostalgic when I see clips about it. So when I saw this one, I'm like, yes, it's not only another Kronk, but he's got the little squirrel with him that makes multiple appearances in the movie. So I'm glad I got this one, though he wasn't really popular. Like, I remember even a month after these pops released, there were still like 15 of him at my local box lunch. So not a popular one, but still glad that I got him. So let's check him out. Uh-oh. Looks like his eyeliner got smeared on his face. And on his hat, too. Like, geez. But, yeah, I like the design. It's really accurate. They got his long hair. They've got the scout costume on right. They got his chin. I like how they shaped his nose, and they even shaped his smile. Like, it's not a decal. They actually morphed the vinyl. And of course you've got the squirrel that looks super cute. It's holding an acorn, and it's even got its own little cap. So cute. I love that they're making new Emperor's New Groove pops. If not, they're making a bit too much. No, I can see people wanting like the Squirrel Scouts and then Kronk and Yzma and the lab coats. So I wonder what else they'll make from this Emperor's New Groove line. You've got Capwolf from the comics line. I think there was a short period of time where Captain America was turned into a werewolf for some reason. Oh yeah, I guess Man and Wolf is the name of the storyline. Though I'm not a comic reader, but I was actually introduced to Capwolf through Lego Marvel 2, which I know is a weird thing. But it was cool because they introduced, like, odd versions of characters. Like, that's how I was introduced to Spider-Ham, like, way before Into the Spider-Verse. But here's Capwolf, which I guess I kind of like in similar vein to Spider-Ham, where... Well, this one isn't a pun, because I think in the Spider-Ham world he's a cat. But I guess just kind of the whole... turning Marvel superheroes into animals is I think it's kind of a cool concept, and just Captain America as a werewolf is so cool, so let's check him out. So here's Capwolf. It's designed rather nicely. I love the hair tearing out of his suit. I love how his mask isn't attached, yet it still gives him that kind of mask face, and with the ears popping up. I love the action pose. I kind of miss when the shield was detachable, like when Civil War came out, they had the detachable shield. But yeah, I just think him in the action pose is cool. He stands perfectly enough. Kind of wish he had claws and not normal hands, but I do like how he's kind of reaching out and looking vicious. No, this is a really cool pop. I'm glad I picked this one up, even though, again, he's not a super popular Comic-Con pop from last year. But, yeah, I just love this one. Dr. Fate from DC. Here he's under the Justice League line. Again, knowing superheroes through video games, I know Dr. Fate through Injustice 2. He's actually my favorite fighter in Injustice 2. And from what I've known about him, he's kind of the DC version of Doctor Strange, where he's this guy with a cape and he knows in magic and all that. And I mean, I don't read comic books, but I try my best to know as much of the character as I can. But favorite fighter in Injustice 2, and I always thought this pop looked so cool from the glam shots. So I'm excited to see what he looks like out of the box. So here we go. So here he is. I keep getting the Marvel pops more than the DC pops, so I'm used to their heads wobbling, but no, the DC pops aren't bobbleheads. Yeah, as I assumed, you can't see it, but the cape is kind of acts as a stand, but I think it makes it even better, because I love how when you place it down, it really looks like he's floating, and I think the cape is cool. I love how he's holding it. The pose is cool. Not the best superhero design. I mean, it's kind of boring. Like, if you got rid of the cape, you'd think he's a Cyclops from the X-Men. But I love the helmet, even though that's a part of his character. I just think the pose and the cape really make this pop stand out. And of course, the helmet's a gold shiny color. Like, you can see it on camera. It's has a reflection to it. So yeah, I always thought this one looked super, super cool. And even though there's missing paint on his eye over here, it kind of looks like the angry eyes. So I think it makes this pop look a lot cooler. So yeah, Dr. Fate. He's really neat looking Comic-Con pop. Sly Cooper from the Sly Cooper series. I know their games from the PlayStation, never actually played one, but I remember him as a character in PlayStation All-Stars, which, if you don't remember that game, was kind of like the PlayStation Smash Brothers, and you could play as, I don't know, Nathan Drake, Kratos, Parappa the Rapper. It was pretty fun, and that's how I was introduced to Sly Cooper, and then I found out the series. Though it's the glams that really caught my interest, how it's not just him standing, he's kind of in this really cool action pose. So I'm really excited to see what he looks like outside the box. I'll just have him here because he's tall enough that you can see his entire body, but he's standing on the tip of I assume it would be like a building. But here we've got Sly Cooper. The paint on this one looks really good. I don't see any big smudges or anything, but I love the extra detail with the back of the mask and his little backpack and his tail. No, this one they did really well with. You can instantly tell it's him from the blue suit and the mask and the cap and his big hook, his scythe thing or whatever it is. The logo on his belt is perfectly painted. And yeah, this is just one of the best designed pops of the year, in my opinion. Like, they could have just made him standing, looking really basic. But him standing on top of the building, I think, excels this pop higher than what most people would anticipate. And yeah, this pop deserves to be out of the box to really examine all the details and to admire how just awesome this pop looks. The famous Charizard. Yeah, and I say famous because once he was announced, people really wanted this pop so bad. It was sold out everywhere online. The only other time I found this, aside from GameStop, was at a local comic book store for like $20. So even they knew that this pop was going to be highly desirable. But I'm glad I waited to find it at GameStop so I could buy it at market price. Though, who knows? Maybe they'll restock them, because when the original Pokemon Pops came out, they were highly desirable, but then they made way too much, so they're now super cheap. Who knows? Charizard may follow suit, but this is kind of like the first run of Charizard, so you're going to have to pay $20+ for him now, so let's take him out of the box and see what all the hype is about. And of course, like with Charmander and Flareon, he's got a fire background since he's a fire type, but that's common with all the Pokemon Pops. Hold on. Okay, yeah, now I see why people love this pop. He's extremely accurate to how he looks in the game. I know Charizard is like one of the most popular Pokemon in the game's history. Because, I mean, he's just a fire dragon. He's one of the most basic Pokemon ever made. Yet they make him look so awesome and so memorable. And yeah, this pop really did a good job at conveying his look, especially with the body. Like, if you took the head off and put like a normal Charizard action figure on it, you'd think it would be an action figure, which is really neat. And maybe it's because they glossed the body, but the head is still the weird vinyl material. But yeah, I understand why people love this pop. It is nice. It's big and heavy. I think this is bigger than most normal size pops. Like, wait a minute. Yep, is bigger than my Capwolf, which is probably the smallest one I've opened up today. But yeah, this one I'm glad I picked up, because not only is it cool, but I like the Pokemon line, and this guy's not going to get any cheaper unless they make more. So we'll see what the feature has for this collectible. Fangalina from the Frightkins line, which I don't even know what that is. I think Funko's trying to start a new original product, and they have the Frightkins, which looks like it's trying to be creepy yet appeal to like a female demographic, which is most likely why it's only for Hot Topic, because it has that kind of freaky, gothy look to it. But to me, these pops are just so adorable. Like, once I saw Fangalina, I'm like, that is one of the cutest pops I have ever seen. I need to get this one. And thankfully, the Frightkins series isn't all that popular, so they had a lot of Fangalina when I went to Hot Topic, and I picked this one up, so let's see what she looks like out of the box. Anyway, here we go. Just look at how tiny she is. She's a little bat. She's got a cute little smile with the fangs. She's got the cute little wings. And the wings bend for some reason, but very simple. I can see that these products aren't popular, so they're not going to make any more, but again, I just think both Skitterina and Fangalina are so adorable. But to me, it was Fangalina that I wanted the most. I don't think the series is going to go anywhere, but at least we were given this absolute cutie of a pop. Vincent Price, the oh-so-famous and macabre Vincent Price. For those who don't know, he's been in a lot of 50s and 60s scary movies, though most kids would probably know him as, he's been on The Muppets, he's the voice in Thriller, and he also inspired a really awesome Tim Burton short. But I really like Vincent Price and how creepy he is, and when I saw this pop, I'm like, yes, I need this one. So let's see what he looks like out of the box. So here he is, and yeah, this pop is awesome. I'm a fan of pops based on real people, like the Icons line and the Rocks line. So whenever it's a famous person that I really like, I'm just like, okay, I need this. Kind of like with the Guy Fieri pop and any of the rock pops that I get. But the Vincent Price one is really cool. They got his face perfect. Like, if it was just the head, I'm like, yes, that's Vincent Price from the eyebrows and the mustache and the haircut. They have him in an old style outfit, and you can see some red from the undershirt. Love how he's holding a cat, which is really clever, and the cat's really adorable with its eyes closed. And I like the tail hanging from it. Very simple, but very recognizable, and just a very... anyone who's a fan of, like, creepy, macabre stuff will really dig this Vincent Price pop. I think this one was conveyed absolutely perfectly. John Lennon, even though he's under the John Lennon line, most people know him as the member from the Beatles. And I think this new John Lennon line is really, really cool. So if I got any John Lennon pop, I'd be happy with it. But him in the military jacket in Vietnam, I think, is, in my opinion, one of the cooler ones, even though I think more people are going to look for the Entertainment Earth exclusive with the psychedelic eyes, though in my opinion, I think the white color ruins it. I wish his entire body was a psychedelic color, or even just a normal color, but anyway, I like this one. I really like the New York Comic Con exclusive. I would have liked that one too, but I'm just fine with the common. So let's check him out. So here we have the John Lennon pop. Like I said, I really like the Icons lines because I think they're some of the best designed. Once again, the hair is amazing, and I think the hair is amazing on most rock lines. And yeah, this was a great pop to make because you've got the patches on his arms. I like the contrast with the military green and the dark green. I love the way he's holding the pick and the guitar. Even though his hands are smudgy, it's not from the guitar, so it does look like he's holding it and playing it. And once again, I love the glasses and how you can see through them. I think the blue tint makes them look really nice. See, I'm really glad I picked up this John Lennon pop, even though I think all the John Lennon pops look really good, especially that New York Comic Con one. And he can now join my Ringo. Gingerbread Spider-Man. Now, this was a line that I don't think anyone was really excited for. Because, I mean, people didn't like that Transformers line, so everyone's like, oh, another random Avengers line with something that doesn't make sense. Though, I will admit, there are some pops in this Gingerbread line that do look really fascinating. I like how Captain America looks, I like how Iron Man looks, and I even like how Captain Marvel looks. But of all of them, the one that caught my interest the most was this Spider-Man, and it could be because I'm a sucker for jump pose Spider-Man pops, because I think they're some of the coolest Spider-Man pops out there. But I'm glad I could pick this one up, because online he's being sold for a lot more money than the other gingerbread pops, aside from the Funko exclusive Thanos. So I'm really excited to see what he looks like out of the box. So let's check him out. So here he is, the Spider-Man Gingerbread Man. And I will say this, I think this is the most accurate way you would do a Spider-Man Gingerbread Man. Like, if anyone were to make it themselves, it would look like this with the lining, maybe even the fill-in pants. What I love is feeling this one. It's not a flat surface, it's kind of rigid, and it's got some divots in it. It's like a gingerbread material, which I really gotta appreciate. They could have just made it a flat surface, but no, they made it bumpy, like how a gingerbread would normally feel. And I like the web. I would assume that's like frosting or something. I like how it wraps around his arm. And then, yeah, this one just looks really cool. Again, I'm a sucker for Spider-Man pops that have a jump pose. And I think this one looks really cool, and it definitely stands out in the gingerbread line. And I'm glad I could pick this one up before the holiday season ended. And I do like how some of the paint is missing here. It's kind of like if you made an actual gingerbread man, it wouldn't be that perfect either. So I say it's kind of accurate to if you decide to make an actual gingerbread Spider-Man. Gingerbread Black Panther. Similar to the Spider-Man one, this one caught my interest because I feel like compared to the others, this one kind of went above and beyond. Like, I mean, look at this. His claws are candy canes. That is so genius. But in all honesty, I felt like this line could have been a little bit better, but I do think there are some that really look good. I mean, candy cane claws. That is so awesome. And I also like how, unlike the other gingerbread men, this one's entire body is coated in frosting, so let's check this one out. So here we have gingerbread Black Panther, and yeah, his entire body is completely filled in with frosting. There's no gingerbread opening. And I think this one, once again, makes it stand out from the rest, because the rest of them have like spots of exposed gingerbread, except for Black Panther. But I think it definitely makes him look a lot cooler. I love the design of the hands. I like how his arm curves here. And it kind of reveals more of the backside, which once again is almost like a gingerbread feeling almost. Yeah, this one I'm also glad I picked up because, like with the Spider-Man, I think this one looks a lot better. It's a lot more eye-catching. And I also think it's a lot more clever than some of the other ones. I'm glad I picked these two up before the end of the holiday season because that's when I feel like the prices are going to shoot up for these. Now I have one more pop to show that I got from Walmart.com, but it's too big for my other spot, so I'm going to film it right about here so that you can see pretty much all of it. And that is the pop album Waiting for the Sun by The Doors. Recently, Walmart's been releasing a lot of deluxe albums, which are like, oh, you can see me, which are like deluxe packs with multiple pops. They've done Guns N' Roses, Kiss, AC/DC, but the one I was most excited for was The Doors, because they're a band that I really got into over COVID, and we've never had Doors pops before, so I was really looking forward to this one. Then I see it's an oversized packaging, which I am not a fan of. I kind of hate how they're... Well, first off, I hate that you can't take them out and examine them. Because, I mean, you've seen my videos. I like to look around the pop and see all the details. And then, this is cool. But then you get this dead space, which is the album cover, which, in all honesty, feels kind of like a waste. But, I mean, at least you see the album they're representing, because they're dressed like on the album cover, they're posed like on the album cover, which I think is a step up compared to the others, aside from the ones that include newer pops, like with the AC/DC one. Though, a little nitpick, but of all the Doors albums with Jim Morrison, why Waiting for the Sun? You had to go with the worst one, the worst of his albums. What would have been cool is if we had like a Morrison Hotel look. Like, I think these outfits look really cool. Them sitting on the chairs would be really nice. I think this is a really cool look. But, I mean, here you get their full bodies, so it gives Funko an easy time to do these pops. And I'll say, they look really nice. I have a small issue with Jim. He looks good. Like, he looks accurate to the album cover. But I don't see Jim Morrison, which is kind of why I was like, you should have done Morrison Hotel or even the debut with him shirtless, or LA Woman with the beard. I think that would have made him more recognizable. Though the other members look great, Densmore looks great. Krieger looks great. And I mean, Ray Manzarek, look at him. He's the best looking of the four for me. With that haircut and the glasses. He's posed right. He's got the right clothing. He looks the best. And despite what I said, I'm glad I got this one. I kind of wish they were just a 4-pack. Like, what if they were lined up like on the album cover? That would have been kind of cool, but that's just me. I know there's some people that kind of like this, and I like that we're getting pops of albums that haven't been made yet. Like with the AC/DC one, we've got the rest of the members. So I hope we get newer people with this concept, like maybe a David Bowie or a Beatles or something like that. I'm excited to see what they'll do for not only the albums line, but for the music line in general, because this is one of my favorite series of all of Funko. So yeah, I'm glad I picked this one up, and I'm excited to see what more music pops they'll make in the future. And these are all my finds for the second half of 2021. Like I said, I don't really find a lot now, not a lot that I'm into, but with the London Toy Fair, I'll be really excited to see what they announce. Hopefully it's more pops that will make me want to go out and hunt for, so I'm really excited for that. And for the ones that I did pick up, I'm glad that I have these. They're really cool, they have a lot to admire about them. I'm glad that I grabbed the ones that I was able to pick up. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Also, feel free to comment down below which of these pops is your favorite. Consider subscribing for more Funko unboxings as well as other content, and I'll see you all in the next video.